Now we tend to think of patio pots and planters as purely the domain of summer gardening, but of course that's not the case. And I think in the winter it's even more important, because with the evenings closing in on us, you even need that injection of colour more, just to lift the mood and brighten the garden if nothing else. And of course there is plenty of colour still available for use in these pots and planters during the winter months. Now I'm here in the Pavilion Garden Centre and we're looking at things like foliage, berried plants. There are certain plants then that will be in flower as well. But it's all of these things, the extra nuances, if you like, that you don't get in summer gardening that will make it that bit more attractive for the winter. This is a gorgeous plant. This is a plant called Skimmia rubella. Now, skimmias, to those of you who don't know, believe it or not, come in male forms and female forms. Now, the male form is better to flower. It looks better, if you like, but then it pollinates the female, so that the female form is the one that will produce all the berries. This is one called rubella, and it has this lovely Christmas look for the next few months, and then it opens up into lovely white scented flowers during the spring. So it's a great plant for that you're getting a few seasons out of it. And of course, the other advantage of planting these pots for the summer is at the end of them, when you're putting the summer bedding back in next year, you take this out and you've got a fabulous plant for the garden. So that's another advantage to it. What I'm going to use today though is another skimmia, but it's this one, and it's a self-fertile form, so you don't need a male and a female. Forget totally about what I just said. It's going to berry all on its own. And what's great about this as well is, because I'm all about gardening obviously for local biodiversity and for using the garden as a haven for wildlife, but what's great about this one from a decorative point of view is the birds will eat this, but only when it gets really cold. It's not one of their berries of choice, if you like. They'll eat it when they need to, which means that you should have it for good winter decoration right through Christmas. So quite simply, out of the pot, and as I say, at the end of all this, you'll have a perfect evergreen plant ready for planting into the garden. And I think, I don't know about you, but I think when you look at all the artificial and plastic decorations that are out there for Christmas, can you beat that? It's nature, it's natural, but can you beat that? I mean, what more would you want as decoration outside the front door during the winter months? So a good quality compost in around it. Fill up around it, and also use some of this. I'm putting it in here around the back, a fast grow pellet. It's a fertilizer pellet. It's a mixture. It's probably the best of all of them, I think, for giving plants exactly what they need. It's a mixture of seaweed and chicken manure. It's made here in Ireland, so it's a great product to use, totally environmentally friendly, and there's no nasty chemicals or anything like that in it, but it gives the plants all that they need in terms of the major elements, but also the minor elements. So it's giving them everything they need for good root growth and good flower production. Now, of course, you can't beat cyclamen for winter colour, for Christmas, and of course it has to be the red and white cyclamen, and that's not because I'm a Corkonian and a proud Corkonian, but it's because they're the Christmas colours. The red and whites I just think look so lovely together. Just dot them in around the side. Now the trick when you're doing any winter pot like this, or any pot in fact, be it summer or winter, but the trick is less is more. And what I mean by that is don't use too many different varieties. It's not that you don't use enough plants, you do, because that's the second tip. First is less is more. Second is use enough of them, really cram it full. If you think it's a bit empty, it is a bit empty. Keep it simple in terms of variety. Don't put in 10 different types of plants, but then cram it full when you've made your choice. I'm also going to put a bit of ivy in for foliage interest, just to fall down the side of the pot. It'll soften the side of the pot because it'll fall down, so the pot won't look as harsh, and it just looks a bit warmer, I think, when you add the ivy into it. So you have the red and white of the cyclamen. Another cyclamen over here. So you'll alternate the red and the white with the ivy. It's pretty straightforward. Now, of course, when you're as good as me, you can make it look very easy, but I say that tongue-in-cheek, obviously. It is straightforward. You put a plant into the soil, it's going to grow. You give it some water, you give it a bit of attention, it's going to grow, and you're going to have lovely flowers all winter long. Now, if I pull that off the table, if I can manage, because it's going to be quite heavy, it's a lovely ceramic pot, but if I pull that off the table, land it down here, I don't think you could want much better Christmas decoration outside the front door.